for your tasques. Yeah. So one of them is going to be like an impulse, and I've picked this up from our Mother's Day collections, and I think, you know, can you imagine having these sort of around? They're very much like the cupcakes. They're sort of things that people would pick up for Mother's Day. Agree? So here it's got
Oasis.
Yeah, but it's got a
plastic container.
Container inside, yeah, and then I've put the Oasis in there. And I've just put a little bit of foliage there.
Sorry, Carol.
What's that?
Made you get it out and can't get it back in.
There we are. Yeah? Alright, so I've just put a little frill of foliage. Remember to place it right down to the bottom. So I think I'll do this more like a little texture. Do you know, like, you all know, like the cupcake holders? Have any of you done them at work? Cupcakes. You go to, I think there's some down at the bottom there. Do you want to show? But I'm going to do this as like a little groups, right? Because so when you think of impulse, what are you looking for price wise?
Cheap.
Not too expensive. Yeah, it's got to be cheap. Yeah, not too expensive. So these are the cupcakes. Do you all know these?
Yeah.
So then you just put like some textures in there. Have you seen these? Do you know? Yeah. Yeah. So again, perhaps we'll if you'd like to have a go at those, they're good for your impulse buys.
I can't have a go at those ones yet.
You want?
That's for our Mother's Day.
What these are?
Yes.
But I'm going to put I'm going to do these in like little groups. This one this side. And then you can just perhaps put some other. It's not very inexpensive because you are competing, aren't you, with the supermarkets that do their little.
Yeah, then Tesco's has got what's that? KALANCHOE. They've got it in pink and they've got little cups and saucers. A smaller version with that in it, and they were selling it for £5.
Gosh.
With the cup and saucer with the
Calancho.
That's it, Calancho.
Yeah.
Which kind of look cute, you know?
Yeah.
Quite nice.
For £5.
£5, exactly.
Yeah, but I say this is an arrangement, but you don't use too many flowers in there. Sort of group them. And really, because you've got like the little pink flowers at the top, down the side, then try and repeat that further up. And this is like little stallion as well. All right, and you could perhaps put some loops in. Right, just a small arrangement of that, all right? So that's like your impulse, yeah?
Is that part of the
Tasques?
Tasques, right.
Yeah.
Now I know what the fifth one is.
Right, and we've got another one here. So I've got...
Because you've got the straight ones, which some of us have still got to do.
All right, so there's this one,
Yeah.
which is to include a gift. So baskets are ideal to include gifts because you can usually wedge them in. Like so. So this is... What's this? A bar sponge, but you could put chocolates there, couldn't you? Any sort of perfume type things. And can you recognise this shape? What is it?
Asymmetrical.
Yes, yeah. So it's asymmetrical, right, so that it leaves this side to show the design, yeah? And here we're going to use tulips to come down. So tulips aren't really ideal in arrangements, and why is that?
And the headbands.
Right. So yeah, they have got a soft stem, but usually if you cut the end like that, you can get them in there quite easily. Sorry, what else did you say?
The headbands as
Yeah.
well.
So they do actually grow towards the light. So if I put it in this way, they will actually be the next day going up.
So you lose the actual arrangement.
Yeah, and also they sort of dance around. And being quite delicate, yeah, they are quite delicate, but not too bad. All right, so sometimes people do wire them, but what else do tulips do? If you've got say a bunch with say daffodils and tulips, in 2 days' time, what would happen to the tulips?
They will open up.
Open up.
Overnight.
Right, they carry on growing. All right. So even if I wire, which I can semi-internal. Semi-internal is just below the head and up. In a few days' time, it have grown out the wire. But at least for a few days, you might have the control. Yeah? It's something that you can do really lovely with tulips. All right, so here, right, semi-internal, up the stem and around. For the focal area, I think some of you might have seen them last week. I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these are older tulips, you could actually pull the petals down so it looks really exotic. And it makes...
Yeah, we didn't know they were actually tulips because when
I
they
mean,
were
look
open,
at that.
they
Isn't
sort
that
of...
amazing? Yeah? And that could act as my focal point or area. Yeah? So it looks quite spectacular. So I'm getting rid of the foliage at the bottom. Wiring it up there. But on Mother's Day, which is happening soon, quite often, you know, spring flowers are around, and they're nice to put in arrangements. But what else could you say to your customer about spring flowers in arrangements? 'Cause you quite often get asked for, or I have spring flowers in a basket. What could you say to them? What would happen in 2 days' time, perhaps?
They grow.
Right, they grow. Say from saying daffodils as well. How long do you think they might last?
A few days.
A week? 2? Not very long.
Not very long.
No.
3 days.
3 days. So, yeah, they might say, oh, I'll have a lovely spring arrangement, but just warn them that it's not very long lasting. Especially the old lady that's got the central heating on full power. My stepmum makes her flowers last for ages. And do you know why? Because she's got like a conservatory, which is quite cold, and she actually puts them outside, so they look through them, through the conservatory. They're not allowed to have them indoors, but they last ages. Yeah?
No heating on.
No heating on, yeah. So I've done a line coming down, all right, to one side, so it's balancing with my gift. And then the same sort of things. I could have done it with daffodils. Now get the shape. So I've got the shape with my foliage, and I'm going to come out now with my Santini. Right. So remember to use all the different lengths. So I've got this and my main stem, and then I've got this shorter. All right, rather than just pulling off, and then I'll only get that length. Are you all trying knives, or are you sticking to your scissors?
I'm sticking to my scissors for now. My knife is quite sharp.
So is this one got them sharp?
My issue with knives is partly isn't really sensible, so.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that, Lacey. I'd like you to try Jessica though, because I know that Beckenham encourage using knives. Right, so remember to come out at the front. This layer here, look at the profile, yeah, so it's coming out the front. So it's just like you did your asymmetrical the other day. All right, but can you see it works really well with your little gift at the side. Another thing that you might want to just put in, just for something different, is lines. So I've wired them perhaps with a 70 or 90 wire. And what am I doing now? Right, yeah. So I'm recessing it under the focal. Yeah? It's the slices. Again, they won't last a huge amount of time, but they, you know, it's just a little talking point, isn't it? It looks nice. Yeah? And as we've got the fruit there, you might as well use that. Do you know what this one's called?
I know.
Yeah? Solidasta or Solidago. Right, so a nice little filler. So ideally I would link my colour of my lilac with my flowers. But then you might also say, if it's a task A, I've used my lilac with my yellow. Why?
If you look at complementary.
Yeah. Yes. Although this is a receding colours, because it's complementary, you know, it stands out. And then we've got spray carnations as well. So, you know, always think of doing your lines and groups so that you've got some sort of design in there. Make sure you've got your recession, and then you can put your filler flowers in. All right. If you can see, I've used hard ruscus in the middle again, so you've got your small flower, your foliage going into your larger foliage. Alright, so you've got quite a few to be getting on with. I'll finish this and show you. I mean, there's poses that you could do. We've got the parallel from the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's the one we've got.
That's what I want to do.
So the poses is also part of the task case.
It can be. You could use it as a yeah, loose open posy arrangement, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why you can't use that. I'll have to speak with you, Louise, but I don't know why you can't use that as a table arrangement with the candle in there. We will see. We will see on. It depends on the order, doesn't it?
Mm.
All right. So, as many tasks.